popular, very, very entertaining program, Live with Regis and Kathie Lee. And she has a brand new book. Now listen to this. This is testament of what I was speaking of earlier. The woman writes a book. It's on the market like an afternoon, and the very next day, it's on the New York Times bestseller list.
You're kidding.
Yeah, no. No, it's not that one.
No, that's the Madonna book.
It's the Madonna book, that's right. This is her book, and it's entitled, I Can't Believe I Said That. Ladies and gentlemen, here she is, the one, the only, Kathie Lee Gifford. Oh, Kathie Lee.
I'm here.
Well, we're happy to have you here.
It took 5 security guards to keep me here.
No, to keep you here.
I was afraid.
Are you nervous?
I'm a little nervous. Am I shaking? Am I cold?
No, you're fine. Are you a little...
Really?
Could I do something to warm you up? Yeah.
No, because, you know, Regis made me crazy about this. I was a very big fan of yours until he started telling me about you. And it made me a little crazy because I thought you were adorable. And then he started telling me, you know, what David Letterman said about you. And I go... You try to act like you don't care, but you really care. What do you say about me? He goes, oh, I can't tell you.
Regis would do this?
7.5 years. Yeah. I'm in therapy now. He's made me crazy.
You know, Regis, God bless Regis for all his abilities, all his talents, all of the good things about Regis. Regis is just a ninny. When you get down to it, isn't it?
Yeah, he is. I got my top down for what he is, but...
Let's talk a little bit. Now, I was right. I mean, the show, when you and Regis started, he started the show, then you came shortly thereafter, but in those days, it was a local New York City show.
We used to call it, and we still do in our hearts, it's a local piece of slime show. And because we just had a lot of fun. Nothing was scripted. We had no writers. And now we've been national about 4 years. We still have no writers. We like to borrow a few of yours sometimes. And we have nothing scripted at all.
But it's a huge success, isn't it?
Well, not as big as you said it was, but I appreciated that.
No, I know.
It's kind of...
I'm no beginner. I know about these things.
You know, it's like the little show that could.
Yeah.
You know, we just had no idea, and people have been great to us.
Let's talk a little bit about your schedule and how it has changed now with the success of the show. What other invitation? Man, I can see right through part of this.
You know what? I think my zipper's down.
There you go.
I wasn't going to... No, you have no idea what you put me through today.
That's the spirit.
I'm not used to being up this late. You have made me crazy, and Regis made me crazy. Usually I'm an extremely calm human being, but I didn't know what to wear for you today.
You look like $1 million. Well,
you know...
Regardless of what that costs, you look like $1 million.
You know what this is? This is 4 years old from a Carnival Cruise Line commercial I shot years ago. But the dress I had for you was fabulous.
Oh, this is great.
No, I'm a mess today. Don't ask. Go ahead.
You know, I've been on several of those cruises. I've been on the Carnival cruise.
You have?
Yes, I have.
Which one?
4 times. 4 times. Ask me why. Ask me why.
Because they're fun. Why?
Shuffleboard. I love the shuffleboard.
That makes sense.
Enough of this silliness. Tell people what your other invitation was for today. You had a chance to do something else.
Well, yesterday morning, I got a lovely call asking me to introduce Mrs. Bush at a luncheon out in Stamford, Connecticut.
Right.
And I said, Mrs. Bush, I love you, but I'm with Dave.
Yeah. And you know, I saw Barbara Bush on your show. It was last week, early last week or middle last week.
On tomorrow.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Now, Barbara Bush, it seemed like you have met her before. You were down in Washington at the White House. What are your impressions of her? She seems like a wonderful person.
Well, that's why I love Barbara Bush, and I'm not here to get anybody to vote for any particular person. But Mrs. Bush and I worked a lot on several charities together. Her literacy program, and there's a house up here on the Upper East Side of Manhattan for AIDS babies and crack-addicted babies. And she's just a great human being. And, you know, when the First Lady calls you jump, you know. But I said, I'm sorry, I'm with Dave.
But she you know, I guess this was the first time I'd seen any kind of lengthy, normal exchange with her, and I was very impressed with her. She seems like a really nice, decent woman. And to be thrown into the middle of this mess that the campaign has become,
well, that was a big question I asked her. I said, you know, because I would be the world's worst political wife.
Yeah.
This mouth, I could no more sit there and let them rip my husband to shreds like that. I mean, Frank's gotten ripped to shreds on a couple of occasions.
How is Frank, by the way?
Well, you know that. You saw him.
I saw Frank.
You saw him last night.
Kathy Lee, let me ask you a question. Would you ever consider going out with a fat guy?
If you're fat, you're just kind of bulbous.
Who wants biscuits?
Have you been on Slim Fast?
No, one day I realized I don't need to weigh 200 pounds.
Did you weigh? Now, let me tell you, this is a true story. When you surprised us and you came in on our show the other day, I was so shocked. I had no idea. And my hairdresser had told me, wait till you meet David Letterman. He's got the greatest body. You done it?
Is this the guy that had the hairspray and the comb? Yeah, see, that's the problem. Huh?
He thinks you are the sexiest thing in the world. And you walked on, and that was my first thought. He's got a great body.
Yeah, but how about a fat guy? Would you go? All right, we have to pause here for a commercial. We'll be back with Kathy Lee Gifford. He was in town because the game was in New Jersey, and Frank is busy on the road 16 weeks out of the year with the NFL Monday Night Football.
I used to love autumn. It was my favorite time of the year.
Did you travel with him?
Well, before the baby. Did you see him running around? I brought him here to terrorize you today.
Frank or the baby?
Well,
I don't miss a trick, do I?
Frank actually thinks you're a terrific guy and said you'll be fine with Dave. So Cody said, Mommy, I'd fight him.
You mean like there was going to be...
He just has me crazy, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
You know what he said to me 10 times today? You've got to do David Letterman. 10 times today.
Well, that's good. You should be excited about that.
I was until 10 times he told me that. Then I said, why shouldn't I be excited?
You know what it is because Regis has been on our show a handful of times, and for as good as he is on his own show, he comes here and he might as well be delivering meat. You know, he just...
The same way, don't you? I mean, do you feel comfortable everywhere else?
I haven't, truthfully, between you and I, and I've never said this before, the last time I was really, really comfortable, I was about 11.
How is that? We're supposed to get, why is we supposed to get comfortable?
I don't know. Let's show this videotape of, now I have heard
I was young, I needed the money.
No, there's nothing wrong. Well. I've heard you talk about this. I have never seen it. I was familiar with the show, but I never placed you on that show. Tell folks what we're going to look at here.
Well, I think I didn't know you had this. I don't have one of these. This is a clip of when I did Name That Tune. I was the La La Lady in 1977. I was, I think, 14.
Now, this was the second incarnation of that show, right? It was the evening show. It was
Leslie Uggams had done it years ago.
Tom Kennedy was the host.
Tom Kennedy was the host. Yeah.
And you were the woman who sang all of the songs the contestants had to name.
I had to learn 200 songs in 5 days.
Wow.
Yeah, and then we taped all the year's shows in 5 weeks.
Is that right?
Yes, and I've had a twitch ever since.
And he co-hosts the show with you. Come on. Who gave you the night off?
What are they doing?
Yeah. Anyway, all right, here we go. Kathy Lee, and you were Kathy Lee Johnson in those days.
That's right.
Take a look at the tuxedo.
A few mistakes I've made in my life.
Now, this is not a bad thing. Watch this, folks.
Let's play a singer tune, and now let's listen to the lovely Kathy Lee Johnson. All right, here we go with tune number 2, Kathy.
$100,000.
You know, I was thrilled to have that job.
Absolutely.
You're a struggling kid out in Hollywood, and I got paid scale, which for the year was $11,000. That was more money than I'd ever seen in my life. And then one day, a little old lady played the game. She played the $100,000 bonanza thing. She goes, someday my prince will come. Won $100,000. She walked off, and I'm going, something's wrong here.
$100 grand. That's serious dough.
She moved to Palm Springs, and we never saw her again.
Now, you're also going to sing for us right here tonight.
There's some question about that.
Oh, come on.
Morty and I are having a battle.
Well, we can adjust that any way you like after the show.
You're
Yeah.
so kind.
But you will sing for us here? Are we going to do it right now?
Yeah.
All right. Paul? Thank you very much. Good luck. Night-Kathie Lee, Gifford.
When I'm not playing solitaire, I take a book down from the shelf. And what with programs on the air, I keep pretty much to myself. Missed the Saturday dance, heard they crowded the floor, couldn't bear it without you, don't get around much anymore. Thought I'd visit the club, got as far as the door, they'd have asked me about you, don't get around much anymore. Darling, I guess my mind's more at ease, but nevertheless, why stir up memories, being invited on dates, might have gone, but what for? Awfully different without you, don't get around much anymore. Take it, Paul. But what for? It's awfully different without you. Don't get around much anymore. It's awfully different without you. Don't get around much anymore. No.
Very, very nice. Thank you. Nice job. Night-Kathie Lee, ladies and gentlemen.